764,000 people was stupid enough to send him money. And what is it? 58 people made millions.
Hey, James, Trump loves to celebrate with superlatives, greatest economy the world's ever seen, greatest deals, cabinet puppets tell him he's the greatest ever. But let's give him one. Let's really give him one. With no serious competition and only a matter of months, he is the most corrupt president in the history of America by so many fold, with Justice Department and Supreme Court as willing accomplices. The New York Times and other pieces about the Trump cryptocurrency scams make it clear. The family is getting rich while the small guys don't do so well. I don't understand cryptocurrency, James, but I do understand scams, and this is really a big one. Don Jr. and Eric, his two sons, whose business expertise prior to having the government behind them really was about failures and fraud. Now they're running around the world cutting deals about golf courses, hotels, condos. But, it's interesting. Where are they going? They're going to the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Hungary. What do they have in common? They're places where the rule of law is transactional. Perfect people for the Trumps who have a contempt for any rule of law. Trump, with only 180 days ago, took the oath of office where he swore to uphold the Constitution, told Kristen Welker last weekend, "I'd have to ask my lawyers about upholding the Constitution." That was an honest answer, at least. If he asked Attorney General Pam Bondi, the response would be, "Sir, you're the greatest," whatever. James, it's awful, and he's getting away with it.
Okay, so I want to start with a moral question. I want to ask you. You grew up in the Episcopalian Church. I grew up in the Catholic Church. It's Pope Francis. It's a story from CNBC. Okay, so it's a pretty legit story. 58 crypto wallets have made millions on Trump's meme coin. Is that how you say it? Meme coin.
Yeah, meme coin, yeah.
764,000 have lost money.
Right, the small guys.
These are 764,000 people that lost buying the shit. Should we, as charitable people, feel sorry for them? Or should we, as normal thinking person, say, "Well, you that goddamn stupid. You don't need the money." What's the moral answer for 764,000 people that gave this criminal their money and lost it?
I'm closer to the latter point of view, James. God damn it! I mean, if you don't know by now that Trump is a scam guy, that Trump is going to scam you, then there's no hope for you. So I got a certain amount of sympathy, empathy for people. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give it to them.
764,000 people was stupid enough to send him money, and what is it? 58 people made millions. Okay, I'm serious. Maybe there's some people who just don't need to be in a gene pool.
Right.
Maybe we want to offer them free vasectomies or free birth control. You just don't have children. Okay, what you can live out your life as you want to, but get out the goddamn gene pool.
I'm with you on that, James. And
okay, well, we resolved a great moral question today.
It is. It was a big one. I tell you, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that he is as blatant as he is, and I'm surprised that there is seemingly no price to pay. We have never seen corruption of this order.
So maybe there is. First of all, he started at 53. He's at 39. Everything, they're falling apart in Virginia as we speak. They're going to have hell getting the votes. You know this as well as I do. They got awful something. Maybe for the first time, they're not getting away with it. And I had a good idea today. I was talking to a guy, dropping names. I'm not going to use his name because they didn't ask me if I could, but you would have heard of him. He's a very prominent financial guy. He lives in London. And you know this because you've had experience with it. One of the things that we need to activate are these people that follow these diseases. In your family, you had a challenge. Okay, you raised $10 million. There's a diabetes community. There's a muscular dystrophy community. There's a dementia, Alzheimer community. These people should be mobilized, and we should talk about all of the things that they're cutting because all of them are very knowledgeable. You know, you and Judy faced this thing. You learned everything you could about what you were faced with. You raised money. There are tens of millions of people like y'all that are around the country, and we should do a real effort to activate and motivate these people for like citizen participation or something like that. I think it's a great untapped resource.
I couldn't agree more. And on that vein, I want to say on June 14th, Trump is going to have a parade, which basically is in honor of his 79th birthday. That's why he's doing it. He's going to be the Grand Marshal. They're going to have the tanks and the soldiers. It's going to be like North Korea. I mean, it's just like that. At the same time, these grassroots groups are going to have well over, I think, 1 million people in every community, every sizable community, in every state in the country protesting Trump. I love that split screen. I really love that split screen, and I think that's going to hurt him.
I do too, and I think that if the groups, and I understand, they're gonna, if they can just keep their hands off of it and encourage it, have a place that people can go, the more organic, the better.
Exactly.
Okay? The more, and people, and there's a lot of people that are just outraged out there, and I think that this is a good opportunity. I agree. This June the 14th, we should. What do they say? Carpe diem. We should seize the moment.
Yep.
There's a
Yep.
moment he made for us. Let's seize it.
Imagine the king sitting up there on the throne watching. I mean, if that doesn't have all of the elements of the worst kind of authoritarian dictatorial regime, I don't know what. I mean, it's
Should agree on
Mussolini
everything. What
redone.
can we fight over?
Yeah.
I'm tired of agreeing with you, man. God damn. So one of the
Oh,
points I want to make in the show is I did this event with Alice again, and I think that the Trump presidency was brought to you by Democrats. Okay, we're 75% responsible. The Trump decline is all Trump's fault. But it's not the Demo. We didn't have much to do it. He did it all to himself. I'm sitting here in London. Brexit has killed the United Kingdom. They're growing slower than anybody. They did it to themselves. They weren't invaded. It wasn't the Germans. It
right.
wasn't the Russians. It wasn't the French. Okay, it's so much of what we're watching in the world today, and the disasters we see are self-inflicted. And so we say, well, it's a press. Oh, well, but they have a whole right-wing infrastructure of podcasts. They have all this. Had we done this thing differently, we'd have won the fucking thing going away. And what this allows us to do is to put the blame somewhere else
Yes.
other than on ourselves.
Exactly. And James, I'm
Okay?
sorry, I'm just agreeing. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know what we're going to do. It's probably that pond in between us. But I don't. I hear all these things. What is a Democrat's platform? What's a Democrat's agenda? How are they going to? God damn it! The platform now is we're going to fight. We're going to oppose. We're going to take on. We're going to offer alternatives for everything Trump is doing. It's not hard.
tell me the agenda of the incumbent government in Canada.
Right.
Tell me the agenda of the incumbent government in Australia. You know what it was? What not fucking Trump. And you know what they did? They came from 25 down to win.
And don't forget Australia.
That's what I'm saying. Australia. I thought
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. No, but
We have a language barrier when you're over in on
right.
the continent.
But they didn't have a platform. They just said, we're not Trump. And
We're
they
not Trump, right?
for 20 points.
All right, we'll be back with a lot of this in the ensuing weeks because it's a great story.